Hey everybody, we're back and we're going to talk about Hinduism. So, from this slide, we're taking a look at all of this polytheistic religion. Um, it's not really a religion, but a way of life, as seemingly all these religions tend to be. It determines, but this one in a special way because it determines the job you have, the friends you associate with, the foods you eat, who you're going to marry. Now, Hinduism wasn't founded by one person, but it was developed over centuries. And unlike the cultural religions that we've done, this is the first super cultural religion that we're tackling. Um, More than 750 million followers. It's the third largest religion after Christianity and Islam. And I like to kind of point out these four aims of life: pleasure, prosperity, moral duty, and enlightenment. You can pursue pleasure and prosperity as long as you don't contradict moral duty, right? So, you can have fun, you just can't stop other people from having good fun. So, I want to first talk about Brahman. Brahman is this world soul or universal spirit. It's like this great big soup or stew, right? And it's everything. It's man, woman, child, um, all of nature, right? And the goal of the Hindu is to become one with this universal soul. So, if once you achieve union with the Brahman, you and all that you are, your individual being, gets taken and thrown into this soup, and then you as an individual cease to be, and you just become one with the Brahman. That sounds kind of nice. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Um, as far as the different faces of the Brahman, the different faces of God. There are millions of deities in this polytheistic religion because all of nature is, in some senses, a god. But three major ones: Brahma, the creator; Vishnu, the preserver; and Shiva, the destroyer. We'll talk a little bit about each one of those. Okay, first, before them, there were ancient gods, since this was so old. Um, more than, as we said, more than 3 million deities, and all are just faces of the Brahman. And early Hindu gods that I kind of wanted to point out: Agni, the fire god who rode on a ram, he's over here. Indra, the thunder god with 1,000 eyes, and then Usha, the goddess of dawn who drove 7 cows. He got some pretty sweet rides, by the way. Okay, so I also wanted to kind of point out some weird things about. Just wanted to explain so that people weren't kind of freaked out by it. Um, in Hindu, as far as their gods go, oftentimes they'll have blue skin. This blue color is a symbol of the infinite and the immeasurable. Whatever is immeasurable can be appears to the mortal eye as blue, right? Just as the summer sky appears blue to the physical eye, or you look out at the water, which is of course immeasurable, and they're blue. So that color meant that to those folks. Also, you'll find many gods will have different depictions, multiple arms. In this, the artist is attempting to express the supreme power of God. Like, I can do a whole bunch of stuff at one time because I have multiple arms. All right, so now getting to Vishnu. Vishnu is the preserver, he's the guardian of men, he protects the order of all things. Um, that's Dharma, we'll get to that in a second. And appears on earth in different avatars. Just like how Jesus is God and comes to earth um, and makes himself known as a human being. The same kind of thing here. Vishnu, in multiple um, times, comes in these different incarnations. Um, and Vishnu, in some senses, is even superior to the creator god, Brahma, in that Brahma is born out of the navel of Vishnu, right? So if you come forth from another god, then obviously that means that you're not as strong as that kind of paternal figure. And so Vishnu, as the preserver of humanity, the thing that keeps everything all good, that's uh, that's that's really special to the people. All right, when the world was under threat of evil, Vishnu appears in these different avatars, and there are 10 different incarnations that are important. Sometimes he comes as an animal, sometimes he comes as this warrior hero to save us from great floods, or if the world is at war, to kill demons, to prevent arrogant takeovers of the warrior class in regards to the caste system. Now, the final avatar, Kalki, has not appeared on Earth, apparently, and he's expected as a warrior on a white horse, will destroy evil, and so that everything can kind of go back to where it's supposed to be. So we're looking for that guy in the white horse. Now, um, another really popular goddess, even though there are no, she's not part of that Trinity thing. There's kind of this, the goddess Shakti, who is the mother of the universe. She's known by many names, and I have them here with lots of different identifications as far as what she's the goddess of. She typically is the consort of Shiva. She'll sit at the feet of Shiva. She's the personification of the world's energy, and she is the agent of all change. So Shakti is very popular, and there's even a denomination of Hinduism, that Shaktiism, that focuses on that. All right, so moving on. All right, Shiva. Shiva represents death and dissolution, destroying the world so that they can be reincarnated by Brahma. But he's considered the master of dance and regeneration. He's one of the godheads of the Trinity, and when he's not represented in his blue skin, Shiva's often depicted as a phallic symbol. You can see that picture in the middle there. Um, and also, he's the god of yoga, meditation, and the arts. So this is the destroyer god. He's the one who makes all things new. Another god that I kind of wanted to just point out is Krishna. He is he's one of the central figures in the Gita, Bhagavad, uh, Bhagavad Gita. I misspell that or mispronounce that every time. He's one of the avatars of Vishnu. He's very popular also. He is the deity of love and compassion. He's depicted with a flute, as you can see in the picture, and he uses seductive powers. And and so this is where this Krishna comes from. Now, also, kind of wanted to point out here about how. Oh no, gotta go back. Sorry. The nature gods and goddesses, right? The parts of nature that get deified. Nothing is more powerful than the Ganges River. The Ganges River flows more than 1,500 miles through India, and it's thought to be a goddess who came to Earth from the hair of Shiva. And let's see if we can go back. I'll go back to Shiva, and you see out of the hair of Shiva, you see this river flow. And that is the Ganges. So that's cool. Now, the Hindus make pilgrimages to the Ganges. This is like their big pilgrimage. It's a holy river. It's a goddess, and they lined up on the banks in the hundreds, believing that her water will wash away their sins and help cure them of illnesses. So you have all these people that are camping out next to this river, and they are washing in it. There's not a whole lot of hotels. These are poor people, and so they're just kind of camped out next to the river. And you're talking about there aren't a lot of porta potties either, so a lot of that stuff washes into the Ganges. So not only dirty people, but it's fairly contaminated. So if you ever go to the Ganges, go to it and wave and say, "Wow, I was there. I was at the Ganges." Maybe you want to take a pass on actually going in. All right. So we will come back and we'll finish up. We'll continue on from here.